This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Sip Coffee House 2 in Highland, Indiana on Jewett Avenue. Great coffee, lattes, smoothies, and more. Food and treats you will adore. Small town charm with big city selection. It's Sip Coffee House 2. If it's breakfast, brunch, or lunch you need, Les Cafe is the place to go, indeed. Open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. 7 days a week. Les Cafe Pancake House, located in Highland, Indiana on Highway Avenue. Les Cafe, where less is more. Promise You Art House, a fun and vibrant place for local artisans to display and sell their creative works, owned and operated by artists for artists. Conveniently located at 8830 Kennedy Avenue in Highland, Indiana. For hours and events, visit pyarthouse.com or follow them on Facebook. Promise You Art House, where creativity reigns.
Welcome to our show. Today we have an awesome loaded up agenda and guests that are here to share their experiences with us. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all to our show. This is great to have. This is our largest group yet. So what I'll let you do is go ahead and let you introduce yourselves, and we'll come back and ask you all some questions. Starting with Amy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bill and Callie, for this opportunity to share with Brian, Karen, and Sean today. I'm so incredibly excited to be here. My name is Amy Boswinkle. I help people who suffer from trauma, PTSD, and addictions create peace within their mind so they find it in their life. I also help service-based entrepreneurs build profitable online businesses.
Cool. Ryan?
Thank you. Yes, Bill and Kelly, thanks again for having us on. This is great opportunity. The virtual world is our friend right now.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Ryan Staniszewski. I am co-owner of Green Balance Hemp and Wellness. We provide CBD products, very high quality, no additives, no fillers, great product.
And Ryan, where are you from? Where do you live?
Even a little bit in Illinois and Wisconsin, but so we get our name out that way.
But you physically live in Crown Point.
Correct.
All right. And then Karen?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us, Bill and Callie. We're in good company here today. I am Karen Klaus. I am the other co-owner of Green Balance Hemp and Wellness, and Brian said it well, so I won't reiterate a lot of the things that he said about the company. I live in Valparaiso, so I represent Porter County.
Sean?
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Bill and Callie, again, for having us on today. And not only that, but for all you've done for where I work. I am the senior pastor of the Griffith First Christian Church, located in Griffith, Indiana, and I live here in this community. We are a church, and so we do, church stuff.
God's work.
Yeah. But so I've been here for almost 13 years now, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys today.
Well,
Excited to have all of you.
Yeah, we're excited to have all you here. We're extremely blessed to have this great group of people. So let's go around the horn again. This time I want to have you talk about your communities where you live and how this has impacted your communities before and after the governor's executive order to stay at home. And so again, we'll start with you, Amy.
Sure. What I've noticed, how it's impacting my community is there are a lot of people reaching out to me in fear spaces. They're just really concerned about their health in some way, shape, or form, or their family's health in some way, shape, or form. And based on my 15 years of experience helping people overcome all kinds of health issues, I created a program. I created it actually about a year ago called the 5 Steps to Infinite Health. So as these people started approaching me, I said, you know what? I have this program I created. Why don't I just go ahead and I offer it into my community on Facebook? I have a private community on Facebook and a group. And I've been teaching the 5 principles from that to help people overcome the fear, to help them to create strong, healthy immune systems, and to walk them through the spaces that really feel uncertain to them right now. Because I can certainly understand that uncertainty creates much fear in our world. And if I can just give them some semblance of hope and help them reconnect back to their power, then I know that I'm doing a great service to others. So I found that was really beneficial, and a lot of people are responding really well to that.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy. And Ryan?
Wow, that's great stuff, Amy. How am I going to top that? Not that I need to top it. I just that was very good. Made me kind of forget what I wanted to say. Thank you for doing what you're doing. That's great.
Thank you.
We, in our community here in Crown Point, I'm sure a lot of the communities are very similar. There's fear, but yet I kind of see that there's not too. It's strange. It's kind of split. Folks are either super scared, or folks are either just like, whatever. It's strange, but having the businesses being closed, I think is probably the biggest impact here. I live in Crown Point and near the square. If anybody's familiar with Crown Point, there's a lot of restaurants and bars and things on the square, and a lot of them friends of mine, and to see them essentially closed. I mean, they're doing the carryouts, and I think that it's helping. It's better than having zero sales, but I can't imagine. I try to put myself in their shoes and imagine how they're being impacted, and I think that's the biggest thing that I've noticed here in Crown Point, as far as the impact that this has had. It's the local, smaller restaurants, family owned, privately owned restaurants and bars and things that have been really affected. So they're trying. They're doing their carryouts, and I do the little bit that I have been out, because I do try to abide, by staying in. But the little bit I've been out, I've seen some cars at these places. So hopefully they're plugging along and can ride the storm.
Right. Thank you, Ryan. Karen?
I would probably, echo those comments. I guess I would say, the Porter County perspective, I've noticed maybe a few more of the small businesses, unfortunately, closing their doors through this. They're not even offering, they were initially offering curbside or delivery service, but several, and they're obviously the small businesses in the area, have closed, for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And that was prior to, this latest development about, staying in. So that's been unfortunate. I have been out probably, a little bit more on. I was there this morning at Indiana Dunes State Park. It's a great place to go and to sort of balance, get your mind set. You can keep, your social distance from folks, and people are doing that. I was out there this morning. A lot more people out there today. I did have to tell you, but everybody was very respectful, very nice, and that's some of the positive. I think that's coming from this, as well as getting people to do some of the different things. But as far as the businesses go, definitely sad to see some of these small local businesses struggling as they are.
Right. And from your area, you probably refer downtown Valpo and downtown Crown Point actually are very good images. They both put in this immense amount of work into economic development, and now something like this happens. It's a challenge. It's becomes a challenge for all those businesses and that join the economic development of the community now to go through this challenge. Now, Sean, tell us a bit about what you're going through.
Well, here in Griffith, I've seen a lot more people walking around the park today. I've seen quite a few cars, but then again, kind of Griffith is a thoroughfare to get to the steel mills and things like that. I remember my dad telling me he drove through Griffith every day of his life for 35 years on his way to Inland Steel. So, but I think in our community, I heard a statistic recently that 60% of our families are on free or reduced lunches here in Griffith, and so that made us a little nervous, gave us a little bit of anxiety over, you know, how are our families going to feed themselves during this difficult time, especially when school let out. And then with now this latest executive order to stay in, it also became, how are we going to keep doing what we're doing? And I'll explain about that in just a little bit. But as far as like, daily life, I think that it really hasn't changed tremendously how things are going, other than the kids being homeschooled. Now everyone's homeschooling. But as far as people still getting out, like I said, there's quite a bit of traffic that I see out my window right now.
Yeah, I happened just to mirror upon that. I had to run to Studio A, our new studio at Executive Suite Squared in Hammond, and boy, 8094 traffic is still moving. So, even though I guess it's all essential, so important things are going somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. So, okay, now we'll go
Those
and.
Amazon trucks and those UPS trucks have to get to my house. I'm just saying.
When I was there, just a short bit to pick up this cable that was so integral, I saw 3 Amazon trucks again. Boy, we're going to have to get Jeff Bezos on to explain his impact or the impact he's experiencing. Something tells me it's not all that difficult for him. But let's go around the horn again. This time I'd like for you to specifically talk about your organizations and how this has impacted organizations. Because Amy, I know you offer therapy. So how has this impacted your clients?
Honestly, I've been running my business online for the past 3 years, so this really hasn't affected business for me at all. And if anything, it's increased business.
Now, okay, so this online is how you run your business to begin with, so you really haven't noticed much. It's interesting, and we'll move on here quickly in the interest of time, but we had Portage Recovery Association on, and we had 2 folks from there, and they said that they actually moved their meetings, all of their group meetings that they normally have with all these people in recovery, online. And for them, it actually opened up the geographic area to people from Chicago joining and people from all over the United States joining. And so they've experienced an expansion of their community, which those people have a wonderful community to begin with. They are so supportive and so loving of each other. It just is really touching to see that. So they've kind of expanded it somehow. But one thing is they do miss face to face, and that's what they're kind of grieving with. But they're also enjoy meeting the new people, their new brothers and sisters out there. So Ryan.
A lot of our business is face to face. Unfortunately, at this point, we're not allowed to congregate. So we do a lot of, like I said earlier, the pop-up markets, the farmers markets, things of that nature. Obviously, none of that going on right now. We got in under the wire at the Hunt and Gather Market a couple of weeks ago, right before this thing kind of hit, and had an okay turnout there with people. But so we've been kind of focusing online. That's all we can do right now, really. We have a sale going right now. We're trying to help folks. We know that maybe folks are trying to cut back a little spending. what have you. We're running a 25% off sale on our website right now. If I can be so bold and give the coupon code, it's 25
Go
off.
ahead.
25 OFF, 25 off. We're doing 25%. I don't know until things get better, hopefully sooner than later.
And of course, now that you've done that, we're going to ask for a percentage of all sales. That
of course.
I'm just kidding.
Kelly gets another essential oil. I'm not going to spill the whole entire. I'm not going to spill the whole entire bowl of beans. I'll let Karen tell you a little bit else about what else we're doing.
Well, one other thing, Ryan, that you've done is you did a concert online.
Yeah.
Which was so beautiful and so wonderful and a nice way for people to sit back, relax, and listen to some good music and forget their problems for a little bit.
Thank you. Really quickly, that was Friday night. I did one last night, and we found that Facebook is cutting their time on their Facebook Lives. It just cut me off. So I'm doing another one Friday. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully they will fix that, because right now in this kind of time where all we have is this interaction, like this, I can't believe that they would cut the times like that. And I guess I get it to an extent with the bandwidth and whatnot. But anyway, so another one Friday night. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, and on behalf of all of us, and just not to you, Ryan, but to all you musicians that have done this. Boy, I tell you, thank you, and thank you. It has gotten people out of their doldrums, if you will, and entertained them, just on the local level, international. It's just been a wonderful thing to see these people come out. It's happening on Instagram. It's happening on YouTube. All over, we have these artists sharing their talent. And I've got to say this to the platforms out there. They've been I haven't heard anything about cover music or copyright violations. So I think they said, enjoy. So thank you, Ryan. So we have to move on here in interest of time. Karen, let's see. Karen, do you want to?
Thank you. It's been a blessing. Thank you, Callie, because I was gonna plug Ryan too. So thanks for doing that. It's been a true blessing in many regards. The other facet of our business Ryan touched on, we are in a number of retail businesses, so we wholesale our products since we don't have that brick and mortar. So we've been trying to be very diligent of just reaching out to those folks in forums like this, simple text, emails, how are they doing? Is there anything, we can do to help? Because again, most of those businesses are unfortunately not considered essential. So a lot of those places are closed as well, and they're struggling too. And so we want to be there for them as much as we can. We're struggling ourselves, we all are, but it's all about community and sticking together.
We talk about the reviews.
Yes, thank you. We've been trying to, we have been doing, I'm not trying. We made a list of all of our local collaborations and places that just Ryan and I personally frequent. And we went in and did a Facebook and Google review or for every one of those businesses.
Awesome.
We know how important it is for us as a small business to have those reviews. I'm sure, we'll throw Amazon out there again. When you're shopping on Amazon, you're looking at reviews when you're purchasing a product normally. Absolutely. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
So I think that's something everybody can do. We've all got a little extra time.
Yeah.
We all have a good intentions to do it. We just usually don't. We're all so busy. Right. Now we've got some time. So we're proud to do that. It's past due. And, I think we've hit everybody. So it's good for another avenue.
Right. I just got the notification here. So we've got 9 minutes left. And Dexter is insisting we have less time than that. Oh, Dexter. Sean.
Like one of those Amazon or UPS trucks showing up.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the doorbell. There's the wonders of having this studio at home. Listen, all kidding aside, we got to get to Sean because there's a bunch of awesomeness there too that we want Sean to share. Sean to share. I got that out. Go ahead, Sean.
So what we've been doing here to kind of help out in our community at Griffith First Christian Church we've been providing sack lunches ever since school got out. So all last week, this week, we had a conversation today about how long we're going to keep doing this. We've decided we're at least going to go through May 1st when school's supposed to start back up. If school doesn't start back up, we're going to go till May, the Monday, the Friday before Mother's Day, and maybe even beyond that up until May 31st. So we want to keep doing this for a couple more months to try and feed the families of our community who are struggling to make ends meet. And so we've had anywhere from 45 lunches in an hour and a half from 11 o'clock till 12:30, all the way up to 98. And so that's just the families can just pull into our parking lot and we hand them a sack lunch. There's a choice between peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and cheese sandwiches. And they get a fruit snack. They get a juice box, a cutie, or today they had celery and carrot sticks, granola bars, just any kind of nutritious, healthy things that we can help feed the families of our community. The other impact that this has had on us is that we can't meet. We have a church that's growing, and it has grown quite a bit. We average over 450 people in 3 services on a weekend, and we can't come together because that's more than 10. So we've gone online with a live streaming service every Saturday night at 5:30 p.m. We can still get together because we have less than 10 people in the building, and so we broadcast live every Saturday night at 5:30 p.m. And we have, I'm going to plug this, you can go to gfcc.online.church or vimeo.com/GriffithFCC. Saturday nights at 5:30. You can tune in to an hour-long church service. And so that we're doing that every week until we can start meeting again. And what we're doing in the meantime is trying to communicate with all of our members and regular attenders, especially our senior saints, the folks that we want to get it. We want to really kind of engage with them and make sure that we're staying on top of their needs. If they can't get out and go grocery shopping, how can we assist in that? We also have a ministry center located at 1815 South Colfax. That's a food pantry. And we are every Sunday from 1 to 3, we are doing drive-up food pantry where people can grab and go a box of food to get them through the next week. So we're doing that. My wife is the executive director of that. And so we're trying to do everything that we can. Shannon. We're trying to do everything we can to help meet the needs of our people, of our communities, and not just spiritual needs. And that's why we do the live streaming, is to help with the spiritual needs. But we also want to help physical needs as well. We want to be the heart, the hands, and the feet of Jesus the best we can.
And thank you for that. Boy, I tell you, that's always impressed with what you guys do at Griffith First Christian. Amazing outreach from the center, the mission center out there to what you do out of your church, the boxes outside the church. Was it gifting? Is that it?
Blessing box.
Blessing box. Yeah, thank you.
One here at 202 West Pine, and then there's another one at the ministry center.
Awesome. Boy, oh boy. Let's go around the horn one more time and just, what the heck? If we can share, if you have one message that you would like to give people out in the community, what would that be right now? Starting with Amy?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot, Bill.
Number one.
Yes, I wasn't expecting this.
Well, just tell, it's the easy thing to do is just tell everyone that you love them. And you bet.
No, thank you so much. Well, first of all, I know we're short on time. Bill and Callie, thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. You guys are such a blessing to our community.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, Karen, and Sean, it has been such an honor to be connected to you during our short and brief time together. You guys all have amazing missions. If I could tell the world one thing, it would be this. Wherever it is that you are, whatever it is that you're going through, life is always going to throw us curveballs, friends. But that doesn't mean that we have to give our power away. If we can just remember at the heart of who we truly are, what our spirit is, that we are love, then we can take that power back, and together, we can rise through anything. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy.
That-
Ryan?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Amy. Word for word. You know what? In the interest of time, honestly, what I was going to say, really, that should have been something we just ended on. That was great.
Yeah, that was great, Amy.
I just don't give up. Don't give up. Things are going to change, and it's not the end of the world. It's just not. So you don't give up. It's cliche, but what up? You don't have many choices right now. So keep on keeping on.
Karen?
I saw a meme this morning. There's been a lot out there, but I saw one that sort of just stuck with me, and it was, you have two homes, Mother Earth, and your own home, your body. Treat them both well. And right now, positivity and facts, not fear, definitely abound. So just try to keep that positivity.
Thank you, Karen. Sean?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and the one thing I would encourage people to know, a couple things. One, choose faith over fear. Trust that things will get better, but put your faith in God, who has never left the throne. He's aware, he's in charge, he's still in control, and I believe that God would want us to do, as much as we can to show his love to other people and to show love to everyone that we can. People are scared, people are frightened, people are losing loved ones, and we as people do, as Amy said, we need to come together and we need to show love to one another. I have a t-shirt that is my favorite t-shirt I have that says, "Love is still the most powerful force on the planet." And I believe that. And I believe that love is the most powerful force on the planet because in God's word, he says he is love, that God is the very definition of love. And so if we can tap into that love and share it with others, I think we can change the world and we will get through this together.
Yes, indeed. With that, we've got to wrap up the show for various different reasons, namely the first being Zoom. We want to give you all... Yes, we want to give you all of our appreciation. This has been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And oh, yes, we do. You guys get Bill and Kelly love. And thank you again. We'll have to close out the show. And with that, we'll say peace to you all. Keep on doing what you're doing, the wonderful things you're doing. And we'll say goodbye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Nice to meet you all.
This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Sip Coffee House 2 in Highland, Indiana on Jewett Avenue. Great coffee, lattes, smoothies, and more. Food and treats you will adore. Small town charm with big city selection. It's Sip Coffee House 2. If it's breakfast, brunch, or lunch you need, Les Cafe is the place to go, indeed. Open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. 7 days a week. Les Cafe Pancake House, located in Highland, Indiana on Highway Avenue. Les Cafe, where less is more. Promise You Art House, a fun and vibrant place for local artisans to display and sell their creative works, owned and operated by artists for artists. Conveniently locate 830 Kennedy Avenue in Highland, Indiana. For events, visit eyhouse.com or follow them on Facebook. Promise You Art House, where creativity reigns.